Hi there. I'm sharing this video both to social media publicly and also privately to my school community, which is unusual. I usually do shorter videos for social media and more in-depth ones for my school community, but I think this applies to both groups. And it's this: there are a few things that we go through in our lives that are transformative, that change us. Don't just change what we believe or what we think, but change who we are as people. And other people who have known us for a long time see that change and quite often don't like it, because they like us to be predictable and be the people that they thought we were. You know, when someone says, "You're not the person I thought you were," I always think, I never said I was. You created that all by yourself. And the three major things, for me anyway, one was when I actually learned theology. And for me that happened pretty early on in my Christian life. I studied theology. And so I understood things in Scripture and how Scripture came to us and who wrote certain books and who actually didn't write certain books, and where there were contradictions and things like that, that when I was in church environments, I realized people couldn't handle that stuff. It affected their faith. It didn't affect mine. In fact, it made it way more interesting to me. But learning that the Bible is different than fundamentalists often present it to be doesn't just change some beliefs you hold. It changes the way you relate to God, you relate to Scripture, you relate to people, and you relate to the world. You basically change as a person. You become a different person. The second transformation is when you learn the three stages of spiritual growth that are in Scripture, 1 John chapter 2. And I've got a course on that. I've written a book on it because it is a huge topic. And in many churches in the modern day, we accept the first stage of spiritual growth, the childhood stage, and we accept the second stage of spiritual growth, the youth stage, where you're wrestling with Scripture and becoming strong in the Word and overcoming the evil one and so on. Very often people think you should stay at that stage for the rest of your life. But there is a third, the adult or parenthood stage, where you mature into a wider view of God. And that changes you as well. Not just changes some doctrines you hold, but changes you as a person. Many people don't want you to change as a person. So you're going to have to get used to that. And then the third one is the one that I'm focusing on this month, in the month of March. I'm taking a group of people on my school community through a 30-day challenge called Discover Your Life Purpose. You know, many Christians are given a blueprint. All Christians should be like this. All Christians should do that. And that's just not what real life is like, and it's not what spiritual growth is like. And it sure ain't what God's like. He wants us to discover our life purpose, which is not a task or a ministry that we do. It's discovering who God has made us to be, who we are as authentic people. And it's about peeling back all the layers of expectations that other people have put upon us, letting the masks drop, and finally becoming the person that we were intended to be. As Meister Eckhart said, to be born again is not to become a different person, but to finally become the person God always created and intended you to be. So those three things, learning to think theologically, understanding the 3 stages of spiritual growth, and discovering your life purpose, discovering who you are and who God uniquely formed you to be, not only change certain beliefs that you hold, but they change you. They change you as a person, and you become a different person. And if someone says to you, you're not the person you used to be, just say to yourself, thank God, I'm growing, I'm evolving, I'm transforming, I'm maturing. I hope to see many of you on the school community this month as we go through this process. You can check out martintrench.com for more details.